Hello everyone and welcome to the round 6 of Candidates 2026 POV of 1530. In this round, we are going to see the game between Grandmaster Wei Yi from China and Grandmaster Sindarov from Uzbekistan. Alright, let's start the game. Wei Yi with white started with pawn to e4, Sindarov pawn to e5, knight c3, knight to c6, bishop c4, knight f6, pawn to d3 and knight to a5 attacking the c4 bishop, pawn a3 creating a a2 pocket for bishop, but yes, exchanging the bishop, knight takes bishop, pawn takes knight, bishop to c5, knight f3, pawn to d6, queen to d3, queen to d3 and bishop e6, bishop g5, pawn to a5, trying to play on both sides, knight d5, putting pressure on the f6 knight, and pawn to c6, knight takes knight, pawn takes knight, and bishop goes back to h4, rook to g8 trying to attack the g2 pawn and short castle, pawn to a4 trying to stop any activity from white on queen side, and now black shifts his attention to the king side. White plays pawn to b4 trying to attack the bishop. There is a possibility of en passant and black does it. A takes b3, c takes b3 and bishop to g4 attacking the f3 knight. White plays pawn to b4 attacking the bishop. Bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop and bishop to d4 attacking the rook. Bishop takes pawn on f6 attacking the queen on d8. Now queen moves to d7 and white moves its rook to d1. Queen e6, pawn to h3, queen played to c4. Now black has 6 pawns, white has 6 pawns. Material is equal, the bishop color is same. White plays rook to d3 supporting the a3 pawn twice and rook left, queen to e6 and the f rook comes behind the d3 rook, rook to g6, bishop played to h4. What could be the idea of white? Of course, saving the bishop is one of them and there is only one possible square for white, so bishop h4, but the better move could have been rook takes d4. Very interesting. Now this exchange sacrifice allows white to escape with the bishop and keep bishop on board, of course, but more important, I think the bishop is free piece, more active. So the game kind of remains equal despite white being exchanged down. I think bishop being in the center controls both the sides of black, and black king mainly it's in the center. That's exactly why this would have been a interesting exchange sacrifice. Black plays king to f8. Now king f8 is a miss from black. Black would have played pawn to c5. Yes, black plays king f8. White plays queen to h5, king to g8 and king to h1. Pawn to c5, pawn to f4, e takes f4, queen to f3. Attacking the f4 pawn. Black plays rook to e8, bishop f2, bishop takes bishop, queen takes bishop, queen takes e4, rook takes d6, rook exchange and queen e3 offering queen trade, declining it but keeping the option alive, queen f3, pawn to c4 creating a passer on c file by black, queen to g4 check, king moves to f8 and rook moves back to d1. Pawn to c3, now the pressure increases as black marches the c pawn forward, queen to g5 and pawn to f3. You can't take the pawn, you will lose the rook. So exchange, queen exchange happens, and now clearly black can win through either of the passes. So white has resigned here. Overall a great game. I think the exchange sacrifice which was not played on the board would have been a turning point in this game. Sindarov is on a great run with 5.5 out of 6. Let's see what happens in the next round. Till then, see you soon. Bye.